Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about Fabio's difficult weekend in Portimao. But before we get into this, as you know, we can't live stream the timing anymore. So this Saturday, myself and Jake, as soon as the sprint race finishes, will be going live to discuss what we thought of the sprint race. So if you're around, please feel free to join us, get involved in the conversation, and let us know what you thought of the race. Anyway, back to Fabio's difficult weekend in Portimao. So let's be fair, Fabio didn't really have the pace all weekend, and when you looked at where he qualified, again, he didn't give himself the best starting position to go from. In the sprint race, he made a mistake with the launch control settings and went backwards through the field. He was then hit by Joan Mir, and more or less that was his race done. He did battle back to, I think, 10th place in the sprint, but it wasn't really going to score any points because the points only went down to 9. In the main race on the Sunday, then, he took the wrong line at the start of the race and was all the way down to 15th. Now, he did do a very good race to come back to 8th, but let's be fair, at that stage it was game over for him. The others had already got away. There is no way you can give the other riders that much advantage and try and hold on, but he was pretty downbeat after his weekend. Now, he had some positives, but so his comments on the weekend realistically was that it was difficult. It comes especially from qualifying, because 2 times in a row, well, yesterday I had an issue with launch control, today I chose a line that was not correct, so we were super far behind. The pace was not too bad, but the thing is, when you're riding the bike, to fight them right now, we have to find a different solution. We are the only manufacturer using an inline 4. Quartararo then explained the biggest difference in drive grip from the V4's versus his inline 4, which meant he wasn't able to close enough to attack in the braking zones. He said, we have a totally different bike than others. When they pick up the bike, the grip is totally different to ours, he said. We have no solution right now. Even if you are close, you cannot prepare an overtake, because they go, then you come back to them, then they go again, you come back to them, but you cannot stay with them to try and overtake. So for me, this is the main problem. Luckily, the front tire was good, because I can make my pace thanks to the front tire to push myself to the limit. But even in braking, we're not at the top level. It is difficult to know what we can do, Quartararo admitted, because I was behind a Honda, I was behind all manufacturers, and everywhere I had the same problem with all manufacturers. We have great potential, we can be fast, but we cannot fight and we cannot stay with them. Then, of course, some manufacturers are much more ahead of us. I don't have words to explain what we can do. Now, Quartararo, going to next weekend's Argentinian Grand Prix, says, I hope the track suits us. It is much more of a flowing track, but we know that the grip is super low. So really, there's not a lot of positives to take there for Fabio ahead of this race coming up. His weekend in Portimao was really, being fair, was compromised in qualifying and at the start of both races. He's also given us some nuggets of information about, he can only probably win races if he qualifies high up in the grid and gets out in front where no one impedes his line, so that he can ride the way that he wants to ride, but also the way the Yamaha needs to be ridden. And what he was talking about with they go and they stop and whatever is that with the V4 they have the punch out of the corner and he cannot accelerate with them, so they pull away immediately coming out of the corner. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think of Fabio's performance? What did you think of the Yamaha in Portimao? And what do you think Yamaha can do ahead of this weekend's Argentinian Grand Prix? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.